Welcome back to the Paranormal Classroom, where we take attendance for the unexplained. I'm Amanda.
And I'm Lindsay, and we're two teacher moms talking about stuff that freaks us out. Today, we're exploring a captivating concept from the movie Sinners.
Yes!
Yeah!
I loved it. We watched it together 2 weeks ago.
Good. Directed by Brian Coogler. The concept is that the idea that music can summon both ancestors and future descendants, both good and evil.
Very cool. Do we need to give a spoiler warning? Like, are you going to spoil too much of the movie?
No, I don't think so. No, I'm not. No, that's a great question, but no, I'm not going to give spoilers. In fact, we're going to kind of jump away from the movie for 99% of this.
Okay.
Oh, man. Welcome to the Paranormal Classroom. It has been a bit.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. Amanda and I have hung out several times, but we haven't recorded the pod. So,
in like at least 2 weeks, maybe more.
I feel like it's been 3.
Yeah. So we're
so
sorry.
Very
excited.
To our legions of fans. We're so sorry. What's been haunting you, Amanda Nader?
What has been haunting me? I don't know.
Got a cute haircut.
I got a cute haircut. My daughter has her first boyfriend, the 13-year-old. He's darling. It's been a whole like magical adventure in the house of watching her be all Twitter pated. And then I get frustrated too because like I'll watch this young man give her so much attention and like he texts her all the time, messages her, calls her, and I'm looking at my own phone where I've been messaging my husband since Wednesday and he hasn't responded yet.
Are we sure he's alive? Like, do we have proof of life on your husband?
He just doesn't want to text. So we're having very different experiences, me and my daughter.
Yeah, I would say so. Oh my gosh. Well, I wouldn't say I'm haunted by it, but last night Amanda came over to watch Weapons, which maybe we'll talk about that at some point. Mm-hmm. Fantastic film. And we watched it with my husband. They have a thing called Horror Club where they watch horror movies, and my daughter was in it when she still is in it, but she's just at university. So I've sort of taken a proxy place almost, and I'm not a huge horror movie fan, but the first 2 that I've done so far this academic year, I've really enjoyed. And one of which we're going to talk about in more detail today. But last night, my husband, after the movie, gave us some feedback, primarily gave me some feedback on our podcast dynamic. And I would love to know what anybody else thinks too. My feelings would not be hurt. I'm just curious as to recommendations, your experience on it, if you have similar or different vibes as my husband does. So his critique is that when Amanda tells a story, I interrupt too much because I've got all these questions going through my head. And it interrupts the flow, and he went so far as to say it makes him uncomfortable. And he knows us both very well, and he knows that our vibe is friendly, and I'm not being like critical of Amanda or jumping down her throat.
Yeah, we wouldn't do this if we weren't having a fantastic time.
Yeah,
together.
No, this is my therapy. This is my favorite thing I look forward to. So, but I'm going to experiment with note taking. So the next time it's Amanda's turn to tell a story, I'm just going to take notes whenever I have one of these rando thoughts or questions pop into my head. And if I still have the same questions or wonderings or curiosities at the end of her story, then we'll have a Q&A time for me. So we're going to experiment with that. And I'm sure there will still be some banter, but I'm not going to be as obnoxiously inquisitive as I have been. Mm-hmm. And we'll play with that. And so, yeah, if you have had the same experience, please let us know. And that just makes it so.
Any feedback. We're really looking for feedback. We really want to always be improving what we are offering out there for everybody. So.
Yeah. Don't tell us the sound sucks, though, because we know.
We know.
There's nothing we can do about it.
We know.
Tonight we're recording in my guest room, which is not a sound studio, so it sounds a little hollow, a little echoey, but it's warm and dry, and we don't have to be in the car with the motor running.
We didn't have to prep anything. That's the big one.
Nope. So, all right, well, so let's unravel how music has historically served as a bridge to the spiritual world, and how Sinners takes this idea to a fascinating fictional level. Da, da, da. So that's the goal. So let me give you a quick summary of the film Sinners. This is from Wikipedia. Sinners is a 2025 American horror film produced, written, and directed by Ryan Coogler. Set in 1932, I think I said Brian earlier. Sorry, Ryan Coogler. Set in the 1932 Mississippi Delta, the film stars Michael B. Jordan playing identical twins, and they return to their hometown where they are confronted by a supernatural evil. It also co-stars Haley Steinfeld and brand new on the film scene Miles Caton. I'm not sure how you spell or say it, but it's Caton. And he's
fantastic.
Oh my god.
I want to see him in more movies immediately.
The only other thing I will say about, like, a detail about the movie, it was the music that grabbed me initially. Because we had some family over that watched it with my husband the first time it played in my home, and I couldn't do it. I came in, the music drew me in, and then a really scary scene kicked me out again. And so I gave it the full shebang when we watched it on Halloween, Amanda, Mike, and I. But the music, the blues music, there's all kinds of music.
Yeah.
But the blues really just grabs you by the throat in a great way. Yeah. So check it out for sure. Do you have anything else you want to add to the, like, summary or?
I don't know. It's a fantastic movie. Michael B. Jordan does such a good job playing two twins that I don't think you would even know it was the same
Mike said he didn't know that it was the same actor the first time he watched it. Which is kind of nuts.
He does a good job.
But he
They're
does
totally different
such
characters.
a good job.
Yeah. And then the movie is, I mean, no spoilers, but it is everything. It's not just a horror movie. Mm-mm. It's a heist movie. It's a drama. It's a musical. It's a comedy. It's everything.
It's a story about race relations in the South. It is so good. And I've heard critics say it might just save cinema. Movies like it because it's so different, so unique, so fresh. It's not the same formulaic, like, superhero drama or, you know, the same sort of packaged horror film that you see traditionally, slasher films kind of stuff. It's very, very different. Yeah. And I really, really liked it a lot. Which, for me, that's unusual when it comes to scary. I know that's super ironic. People are like, wait, you don't like scary movies, but you're super into the paranormal? And I'm like, yeah, it doesn't make any sense. I can't tell. I don't like gore.
You don't like gore, but you don't like super scary paranormal either.
No.
I don't think you do. Like,
no. Oh, like, if we're talking demons and exorcisms, no, thank you. Nope. Okay. So segment 1 of this podcast tonight is, I'm calling it Music as a Conduit. One of my favorite engineering words is a conduit to ancestors. And there's a great quote from the film Sinners that sums up the topic for today's podcast. And it's given to us by the narrator, who I found out is Ryan Coogler himself. All the narration in the movie is Ryan Coogler. So the quote starts, quote, "There are legends of people born with the gift of making music, so true it can pierce the veil between life and death, conjuring spirits from the past and the future." So rad. Just rad. So the narration there focuses on the power of musicians to conjure spirits and connects us to, I think, the power of art kind of in general to hit a certain, like, our souls, like, living or dead, according to this movie. Like, your souls are connected to music as an art form. And the supernatural elements of Sinners are fictional, as far as I know. But the phenomenon that music can have such powerful spiritual effects is rooted in a rich tapestry of real-world lore, spiritual beliefs, and cultural traditions. After seeing the movie, so this whole podcast episode was sparked by Amanda, really. After seeing the movie, Amanda, you mentioned you thought it'd be cool to look into the cultural influences of the movie Sinners to identify what parallels there might be to the fictional work of art in the film and fact. So that's what I tried to do a bit.
Thank you.
Okay. So
very cool. I'm very excited.
Any questions or curiosities up front before?
No, I can't wait to hear what you're going to share, because I was trying to, like, as we finished the movie and I made that comment, I was racking my brain for, like, do I know any folklore? Do I know any stories? of anything where music does make that connection.
Yeah.
And I couldn't think of anything. So I'm excited to see what you're bringing.
I think I had the same kind of vibe. And then as soon as, like, the second I started researching, I was like, oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. And I don't know that anybody will be really surprised by any of the things that I say, but it's cool to reflect on it and go, oh, right. Oh my gosh. Yes. Because my music teacher at my school, she has said she hates the quote. It's like a cheesy art teacher or music teacher quote, and it's something like music is a universal language or something like that, and it bugs her. It's like so cliche, but it's true. Like music, not necessarily what kind of music, but just music, instrumentation, vocalization, rhythm.
Well, I think music can evoke an emotion.
Yeah.
That can be carried across cultures, right?
Yes.
So you can listen to music from another country, another culture, and you can know, oh, here's what they're trying to, like, this is a jolly song. This is supposed to make me feel jovial, or this is supposed to make me feel sad, or I think you can tell.
Yeah.
Music.
Like
I also
foreign film soundtracks.
Yeah.
Right? So they would still give us the same sort of vibes.
Yeah.
Probably. I've not really thought about it, but yeah, they must.
I also think, and this is super out there, but if there are aliens, then I think communication can be done through music also. It's a super out there theory, but I think music is vibration.
Yeah. Well, and waves, sound waves. Yeah. And radio waves, sound waves, microwaves, light waves, all of those are transmitted by particle through the air, which I just don't, it doesn't make any sense to me a lot of the time. But I just go, okay, sure, I believe you. And I teach some science, but I teach elementary school science. So it's,
well, you can play music on a board with sand on it.
Yeah.
And as the vibrations go, the sand will make different patterns.
That's what's so bananas.
It's so wild.
It's like how the Fibonacci sequence is everywhere in nature, and whale songs, and flowers, and plants, and it's just so... The universe is amazing. It's amazing. So throughout history and across cultures, it turns out music has often been seen as a sacred tool, a way to communicate with the spirit realm. Many traditions believe that music can connect us to our ancestors, guiding, honoring, or even invoking their presence. When people say they lose themselves in music, it can describe the spiritual-like experience of entering a trance or altered state evoked by rhythm or melody. In various cultures and faith traditions, music acts as a bridge to spirituality. Interpretive choreography, beating on drums are huge, humming and chanting all create an atmosphere, kind of like what you're describing, that draws people into connection with something greater. Good or bad, right? Yeah. Like when we're watching the scary movies and they have we're sucked into the suspense of it, or the knowledge that, oh my God, there's going to be a jump scare. I just know it. It's the music that can create that in us. So this notion that music can bridge the physical and the spiritual appears in cultural and religious practices, popularized also by films such as Sinners, but also, I work in an elementary school, and all the rage is K-pop Demon Hunters.
K-pop Demon Hunters was incredible. You're so right.
And did you know that the music was written by Ian Eisendrath?
I thought it was written by EJ, the girl that sings Golden.
Well, Ian is the executive producer of it, and he just got like Grammy nominations. You remember Ian from? Oh my gosh! So he went to prom with my sister. Yes, he grew up in Capitol Playhouse doing shows. He graduated with what? And he ended up coming to Timberline for the theater program.
Hold the phone.
Yeah, Ian Eisendrath. I'm friends with him on Facebook. I've told him about how kids are going nuts about the movie. They're all their Halloween costumes were related to K-pop Demon Hunters.
That's wild and cool. I'm so happy for him.
Living the performer dream for sure.
Yes, for sure. That is so cool. Way to go, Ian.
Yeah. He's great. Great guy. Wow. Really cool dude.
Yeah, K-pop Demon Hunter, when the singers sing, they're singing to like protect the Han Moon. And what's the Han Moon?
It's something that keeps out evil spirits.
Keeps out evil spirits, right.
The problem is one of them, no spoilers, but there is a little bit of an issue there that they have to overcome. So it's totally about spirituality and the connection to music. It's rad. Musical tradition. So can you think, before I get into musical traditions that summon spirits, Amanda, can you think of any other films or stories of any kind where music has this power?
Well, I'm just saying, I couldn't think of any before, but now that you've said K-pop Demon Hunters, 100%. Are you asking for movies specifically?
I'm just thinking, like,
Because now
if anything jogs to mind, and maybe not the whole plot of the movie is centered on it, like K-pop Demon Hunters and Sinners, but like there's always moments or not always, oftentimes there are moments in cinema where music does something to, like I think of,
well, I have one in my head. Rapunzel's in my head. Because they sing to activate her hair, to activate the magic.
Well, and Ariel's voice.
Right.
You know, Ursula the Sea Witch needs it to increase her powers. I think there's a lot of, I think even Rafiki in Lion King does it when he's like kind of called into the spirit realm and Mufasa has passed and there's drums going and he's got little like maracas going and things. It's more prevalent than I think I really even realized. We just happen to name 3 Disney movies, but I think it's probably in a lot of other films as well. We went from K-pop Demon Hunters to Disney movie from the 90s.
Oh.
Weird.
Tells you a lot about us.
Yes, it does. So now we can talk more about like just general earthly musical traditions that summon spirits. So shamanic practices.
Yeah. It would be like drums and and meditation and humming and
so many cultures across the world have shamans. Indigenous cultures, I should be specific. So shamans use music, especially rhythmic drumming and chanting, to enter trance states and communicate with the spirit world. So the purpose is that shamanic drums and rattles are like Rafiki, are crafted from natural materials and are considered sacred tools for healing, divination, and guiding souls. The spirituality of it is that the repetitive rhythms help the practitioner journey to different spiritual realms to seek guidance or bring back healing energy for their community. And this isn't in there, but as I'm saying that out loud, I think also if music is that connection, the rhythm and the predictability of it might help spirits find their way to the bridge or whatever, if that's a possibility. Following the sound. I mean, how often do we, it's kind of the Marco Polo of things. Like Marco Polo, and you find your way by sound.
Right. Which happened in Frozen 2, another Disney movie, where she's hearing,
No, that wasn't the right song. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Very creepy little.
But it's like calling her. It's like a siren song that's calling
her. Well, and
her.
in Brave, which it's not a song, but it's a sound, the little will-o'-the-wisps.
Yeah.
They like sigh at her in this melodic way, and the sound draws her eye to see the little blue flames of the will-o'-the-wisps. More Disney references. Okay. Then there's Haitian voodoo drumming.
Cool.
Super cool. The complex drumming patterns of Haitian voodoo ceremonies are used to call upon and invite and I'm not sure how to pronounce it, Elwa, it's LWA, or spirits.
LWA, that's tricky.
LWA, yeah. Elwa, or spirits to enter and possess a participant. Purpose, specific rhythms played on the bata drums correspond to different spirits. Isn't that cool?
It would be really cool if you peppered this in this is a very educational podcast you're doing this week.
Well,
I love it.
Thank you.
But it'd be cool if you peppered in examples. I don't know that I can think of what a voodoo drum is, or that one you just mentioned. It'd be neat to pop in some sounds.
Yes, I can find ones that are royalty free. Yeah, I can do that. So bata drums correspond to different spirits. I would love to know, like, what would my drum rhythm be if I were a spirit?
Yeah.
And each with their own personality and domain of influence. So many cultures have the multi-deity, polytheistic way of believing, where there's different gods and goddesses or deities for different roles. That's so interesting.
You just reminded me of my favorite Fraggle Rock episode.
Okay.
It's in the episode. You remember Fraggle Rock, right?
Do I remember Fraggle Rock? Yes. I have a Gobo bobblehead. Gobo stuffed animal from back in the day. I have my stuffed animal still.
Do you remember this episode where this guy comes? He's like an elder, and he's telling them all that they all have their own sound. And the whole episode is like, it's Wimbley or Moki or somebody who's like cannot find their sound, but all the other characters find their little sound, their little song, and they sing it as they find their song. They sing their little song, and but the coolest part is at the very end of the episode, They all sing their songs and they overlap like a madrigal. They all fit together.
Whoa.
It's really cool. It like blew me away when I was 6 or whatever watching it.
The stuff of cartoons, man.
Yeah.
And these days it's Bluey, I think, is like doing the masterclass in positive therapeutic messaging for kids and families. But yeah, like, that's deep.
It was deep. It was amazing. It was amazing.
Mm-hmm. Man, I'm going to go back. The Fraggle Rock days were the best. Okay. So then, the spirituality piece of the Haitian voodoo drumming is that drumming, dancing, and singing create an intense spiritual atmosphere that facilitates the spirit's manifestation and communication. So a lot of the similar patterns here of belief systems. And of course, Haitian voodoo also has African roots. Okay, so then we can move to the blues, aka the devil's music.
Ooh, why do they call it that? I guess you're going to tell us.
A little bit, yeah. So it's mostly religious discrimination and racist. Okay. Yeah. So the blues, particularly in the early 20th century roots of the American South, was often called the devil's music by religious figures, white ones, as you can imagine.
Gotcha.
This was based on the perception that the music's sensual and emotional nature was sinful. Okay. Because it was real. It was raw. We're talking real stories, real trauma, real issues, trying to find a place of healing and self-expression and a means to purge, process, celebrate all the things of the Black experience in America.
Right.
Like, how dare you judge that? How dare you judge it with negative connotation? It just pisses me off.
And yet they love it because they took it and turned it into rock and roll.
Which is also a theme of Sinners. So folklore in this blues thing. I love this story. The legend of blues musician Robert Johnson the legend is that he sold his soul to the devil at a crossroads in exchange for extraordinary guitar skills. And it's one of the most famous examples of this sort of crossover between blues being the devil's work. According to legend and the internet, as a young man living on a plantation in rural Mississippi, Johnson had a tremendous desire to become a great blues musician. One of the legends often told says that Johnson was instructed to take his guitar to a crossroad near Dockery Plantation at midnight. There are claims for other sites as the location of the crossroads, as of course there would be. There he was met by a large being, the devil, who took the guitar and tuned it. The devil played a few songs and then returned the guitar to Johnson, giving him mastery of the instrument. This story of a deal with the devil at the crossroads mirrors the legend of Faust. If you're familiar with Faust.
No.
You might not be, but you can Google
There's
it.
a singer named Faust.
Is there?
I'm pretty sure, but I don't think that it's anything to do with
definitely not
blues
that
and
Faust.
the devil. Yeah.
So in the legend of Faust, he also makes an exchange for his soul. And so Johnson, this musician, was able to create the blues for which he became famous. That's the legend.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, so I just made a connection, but you're going to need to delete this because there's probably a spoiler in this.
Okay, yeah.
But I'll try to say it carefully. So there's like the main bad guy in Sinners has the ability to play any kind of music. So now you're making me think maybe since he's the main bad guy, maybe he's the one who made some kind of deal with the devil to have that power. I'm not sure if I'm interpreting it right, but
maybe. I mean, I don't know if
he
there's
can
wrong
play
interpretations,
everything.
but there's certainly the white people wanting to appropriate the Black music. Like, that is definitely a theme in Sinners. So fascinating. Such a really rad way of doing that. Yeah. They just nail it. So historically, and then also with regard to Sinners, blues is the music. Like that, blues is the primary source of music. And it is portrayed as it is a sacred Black spiritual practice almost, and more religious in nature. And it's also used to attract malevolent spirits in the film. And we'll leave it at that. Anything to add to that?
No.
Okay. I just love it. I love Ryan Coogler's use of course, African American history in antebellum or Jim Crow South with like the appropriation of the music, calling it the devil's music, but then as you said, like stealing it and taking it and making it, Elvis Presley and all these people, Nothing But a Hound Dog was, certainly not a white dude song, and many, 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 many other examples. And it's just gross. It's so gross. It's so hypocritical. Gross. Yeah. That projection way of life is really nauseating. So, okay, now we're going to go way back in time.
Okay.
Historically, in ancient civilizations, music played an even more divine role. And this one is going to be familiar to you, I'm sure. In Greek mythology, we have Orpheus. Do you know the story of Orpheus?
I don't remember it.
Okay. So let's talk about Orpheus. He has an epic journey to the underworld. Armed with nothing but his lyre, which imagine like a guitar, but way fancier. he serenades his way past Cerberus, the three-headed doggo, and even charms the cold-hearted king of the dead, Hades himself. Spoiler alert, Hades agrees to let Eurydice return to the living world, but only if Orpheus doesn't look back at her until they're both out of the underworld. Do you remember that now?
No.
Well, that seems easy, but it ain't. It doesn't go super, super well. So,
he turns back and looks at her?
Yeah. In ancient Egypt, hymns and chants were sung to assist the dead in navigating the afterlife.
Cool.
Emphasizing, and again, Africa, right? So it's just so cool how, again, the director just pulls from this history.
But I wonder what the ancient Egypt...
I mean, we'll never know, really.
Music sounded like, yeah.
I mean, maybe there's somebody with some ancient connection, but it ain't me.
I don't even know what kind of instruments they would have used, but I would love to learn.
I guess I could research that more and see if there's somebody who's replicated something. The most sacred places in Egypt, the temples, were not just structures of stone. They were centers of divine interaction. Okay, so we pause there for a minute for, commercial break. All of our sponsors. No, just for a child's contact one of our children. But we're back. So let's go back a little bit into time into ancient Egypt. So we're backing way up. And in ancient Egypt, hymns and chants were sung to assist the dead in navigating the afterlife. I think that's beautiful. And then I just was at a funeral, and of course we sing as well, right? There's songs, and we have Amazing Grace or taps played on the trumpet for military funerals, things like that. We have traditions in the same way in a lot of the Western or more Christian, what's the word I'm looking for? Faith traditions. Okay, so back in Egypt, priests would perform rituals inside of these temples, and that would allow them to communicate, as they believed, directly with the gods. Music was often at the heart of these rituals. During elaborate funerary rites, singers and musicians would perform hymns to help guide the deceased through the afterlife. Their melodic prayers were believed to influence the spirits and ensure safe passage. Archaeologists have uncovered wall paintings depicting musicians in tombs, reinforcing the idea of music's sacred role in life after death. I think that's lovely. Okay, so kind of going to go through a little bit of a wham bam thank you ma'am bit of summary here. So societies around the world have used songs and rituals in ancestor veneration, like lifting them up, celebrating them, honoring them in ceremonies that do that. In the Bapedi community of South Africa, and I'll see if I can find example of this.
Please.
Songs are a central part of rituals, like the Malopo ritual, which creates a connection between the living and their ancestors. To show respect for the ancestors. So both have that. Both of those two, or both of those are examples of, like, again, the drums and the ritualistic nature of it repeated hymns, repeated melodies. It's just all over the world.
And sometimes drugs are involved, right? Like I
Oh, sure, like ayahuasca.
Yeah, that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
music combined and
hookah pipes.
Yeah,
and
you can go on a walk with your ancestors and get some knowledge.
In Western culture, smoking, drinking, being under the influence of something, like at a rave or a concert, is so common. Like people believe that it enhances their experience with the music to be under the influence of some other chemical.
Yeah.
So that's another like offshoot of music, is that connection to an altered or enhanced state of mind. So fascinating. Humans are so weird, but commonly weird, which I just love. Beyond summoning spirits, many traditions view music as a powerful vehicle for connecting with the divine or achieving a higher state of consciousness. Hinduism and Buddhism use instruments like gongs and singing bowls, and they're to produce sounds believed to transport listeners to other dimensions even, and induce deep meditative states. So music and meditation is huge. Are incorporated into sacred music to aid in spiritual connection. And in Christianity, singing is used in many church traditions to draw on the Holy Spirit.
Yep.
Yeah. So all of these traditions demonstrate a universal belief that music isn't just art, it's a spiritual language capable of reaching beyond this world. The themes in Sinners echo this universal duality, portraying music not just as a form of entertainment, but as a spiritual act, which you gotta see the movie. A creative force with the potential for both divine connection and demonic temptation. Mm-hmm. Even in the movie Sinners, the dad of the primary musician, the new actor's character, he even equates the music to debauchery and a sinful life. Yeah. And he's like, gotta get away from this life, son. Get away, give it up. And so he even sees it. So even within the same cultural background, but dad is a
pastor,
like a preacher, probably Baptist preacher. So not practicing the traditional African faith elements, although there are people who do in the film. It's just so neat, just this tapestry of cultures that mix and mingle. And it's what makes all of our country so awesome. Okay. I don't want to give any spoilers. Okay, now we're going to connect music to future generations.
Okay.
Because that happens in the film as well.
It does.
It's super rad. Cool way, very cool. So shifting those gears, what about the idea that music can influence those yet to come? So it's a newer, less traditional concept, but it has roots in scientific and cultural thought. For example, do you know about the Mozart effect?
No.
You do. You just don't know it's called the Mozart effect. Do you remember being pregnant and playing music for your baby in utero?
Yeah.
Sometimes was that classical music?
Yeah.
That's from the Mozart effect.
Okay.
So the Mozart effect is a widely debated idea. I don't know how widely debated it is, because if it's something is widely debated, I feel like I would have been a part of a debate or witnessed a debate, read about a debate, heard about it, saw it on TV on some talk show. No.
Yeah.
I've not seen it. Okay. But hot debate topic, the Mozart effect is the idea that listening to Mozart's music can boost infants' brain development. It sparked many stories of music's influence even before birth. So while scientific studies have shown mixed results, many new parents swear by playing classical music for their unborn children to encourage early cognitive and emotional development. And I totally did it. But we also just played all of our favorite songs and sang really loud and yeah, so our kids
That would have been
out.
cool to the baby in the womb, because if they're in liquid, they're going to get all that vibration. Seems like it'd be a cool experience. Song. Yeah.
Yeah. So I just asked you, but did you play any specific music for your children in utero that you wanted them to come out?
I played classical for sure. I must have heard of that Mozart effect.
Yeah. Well, and they're
nothing.
both
I didn't play anything wild. I didn't play hard rock, but I definitely played soothing lullabies. Yeah. And I sing. I'm a singer. Yes. And I sang all the time.
Okay. Yeah, I definitely did the same thing. Put the little headphones on my belly and all that jazz. Beyond individual stories, many cultures believe that songs and stories act as vessels of cultural memory. So things that we can... So get this, in the Andes, in South America, villagers pass down songs that recount ancestral stories, songs that are cherished for maintaining cultural identity. They believe these songs actually, like, literally keep ancestral spirits alive, not just in memory, but, like, amongst them. And that influences future generations even beyond the physical. So, like, they're still with us.
Neat, yeah.
So cool. In Japan, the art of koto singing and traditional folk songs carries stories of ancestors and the land. The koto, a traditional 13-string zither, I love a zither, is also deeply, I really do, I think they sound so awesome.
You're going to need to pop it in.
Oh man.
There's so much music you need to pop in.
And I gotta find a copy. I gotta first figure out what this instrument was. I'd never seen it before, and I've never seen it since. And it was played by an exchange student that lived with a friend of ours, and he came to our church, and he was amazing, from Indonesia. And he was brilliant in all kinds of ways, and musically was one of them. And he had brought this instrument with him. It was wild and beautiful, and it was, I don't even know how he packed it. It was so crazy looking, like just fascinating and beautiful, hand honed. Like it was just awesome. And I don't know what it was, but it was a stringed instrument, but also concussive and had like a hollowed out like timbre to it. He played it in church for us. Maybe it's this. Yeah, it's this. Found it immediately. The sasando.
Sasando.
Yes.
How do you spell that?
Sasando. A bamboo tube zither.
Wild looking.
Yeah.
Wild looking.
And it's covered in strings. And then that concave like shell on it makes the most amazing sounds.
It's like an onion shell, and in the inside is a cylinder with
but it's
beads and
covered in
strings on
strings.
it. That's incredible looking. I love that.
It's played with both hands.
Yeah, I can see a picture of a guy playing it. It's like a harp. It's just a very different look.
Yeah,
It's a harp concept.
Here's what it sounds like. Like there's a lot happening.
Yeah, each hand is playing a different. You got your melody on the one hand. Hold it. And then, yeah.
Isn't that beautiful?
Yeah.
I just love
it. It's very big too. It's cool he traveled with it.
Yeah, he had a special case for it and everything. It was really, really neat. And we were all just in like a meditative state. We were just in awe. And that's an ancient instrument. So rad. Okay.
I'm looking at my favorite drum so I can show you the sound.
Oh, yeah. So I just want to say about the koto music is that connecting with the divine, according to Japanese folklore, an old neglected koto can transform into a supernatural spirit. So koto zither, the 13th string zither, can transform into a supernatural spirit called the yokai, and or yokai is the Japanese word for spirit, and that is called a koto furunushi.
Did you see Kubo and the two strings?
Yes.
Because isn't that I'm having a memory of isn't that music played to do something with the spirit world?
Yeah, that's another example. Yep. And that is a Leica Studios film. And they're
so
my
cool.
favorite.
Yeah. I'm having trouble finding my favorite drum. I can't remember what it's called, so I'm trying to
Where's
describe.
it from? Do you know where it's like
Africa?
culturally?
But it's the one. You put your hand inside of it and you pull, and it goes. That's my favorite percussion instrument. Yeah.
I just did African drum that hoots.
Yes. See if you can find it. Hoots.
Has two drum heads connected by leather tension cords.
Play one.
Let's see.
Will you look up Cuica? Cuica.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's the Cuica, and then play. I guess it's Brazilian, actually, but I thought it was African. Maybe the African has a similar friction drum to the cuica. I love it. I've never heard it like drawn out like that. It's usually like a quick.
Oh my gosh! Here goes another different artist. Well, all it is it's a metal rod.
That's it.
And they added a little tambourine in there. Yeah, it's just a metal rod inside of a drum with an open bottom on it, and then they use a rag.
Yeah.
And they're just creating friction.
Cuica. Samba is from Brazil.
It's a solo samba.
As well. It has a stem.
That is fascinating. I've never paid attention to that before in my life, so thank you for that.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Wow.
Everyone, please write to us and tell us what your favorite instrument is. Maybe it's the dulcimer.
Or if you were a spirit, what would call you back?
Yeah, what kind of music would call you? It wouldn't be the cuica drum that would call me back.
It might be the cuica drum that calls you back. 100%.
No, I think
that's like a Fraggle Rock sound for sure. It would get my attention. I'd be like, what is that? Like, if I heard that in my backyard, I'm 100% investigating. Yeah. That is the weirdest sound.
I think it'd just be piano.
It's so cool. Okay, so the movie Sinners does this really cool thing with music. You could probably gather that we feel that way. It takes this old spiritual idea that music can connect us to ancestors and spirits and turns it into something even bigger. It lets them summon future generations. It's a fascinating and creative take on how music can link the past, present, and future. It reminds me that music isn't just for fun. It has this deep spiritual power to connect people across time. The film really made me think about how music can be a channel for memory, for identity, and maybe even a peek into what's to come.
And all that for a horror. It's not just a horror movie.
No, it is not.
It is amazing.
Spiritual journey. So, let's see. I had a couple other things here. I actually made homework. So I wanted to invite listeners to reflect on their own cultural beliefs about music and memory and tell us if you have a song or songs that are like a religious experience for you. My husband he loves music of a lot of varieties, but for sure U2 would be like the song of his church. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And U2 is a Christian band. Bono is a Christian, and a lot of his lyrics and melodies are inspired by his faith and his faith walk and life story and amongst other things. And he's just a rad dude all around. But I think Mike's would probably be something related with U2. How about you?
I don't know off the top of my head. I don't know.
Do you have a song that, like, if you are feeling down in the dumps, like, you put it on your car and it makes you, like, you sing at the top of your lungs and you jam out?
There's just so many. But
it changes.
It changes, and there's so... Yeah. I love music. I had a period in college where when I was sad, I would play Air Supply.
My gosh, I would too.
Lay on my back crying because someone had just broken up with me. And I would lay on the floor on my back crying, playing it and singing at the top of my lungs.
In your little dorm room?
In my little dorm room.
Oh.
Air Supply.
Oh my God, that's amazing. Mine, it also changes, like, just depending on the season of life. But I remember the first music that, like, the first album I bought myself was Alanis Morissette's Jagged Little Pill album. All right, guys, so if you liked this one, please, or any of them, go back and listen to The Hat Man if you haven't done that one. That's a very popular one. Or our first one, The Black Eyed Kids. Super funny. Like, subscribe, rate, review, follow us on our socials at The Paranormal Classroom. Email us, paranormalclassroom@gmail.com. And we actually have an email from a listener.
Oh, I can't wait to hear.
Yeah, I haven't shared it with Amanda yet. This one, and it is so this is from a listener also named Amanda.
Oh.
And I think it's okay to share that. You know what?
Just a first name, or you can...
No, Amanda's probably fine. Okay, this is her email. I used to work on the railway. I'm already in. One night, I had another argument with my then boyfriend. He was meant to be my lift at 5 a.m. the next morning, but he stormed out to his mom's. I had to walk 5 miles to work. Oh, to his mom's. This is a UK friend, listener, which is also just super rad. Okay, I'm gonna back up and reread because I'm just kind of gobsmacked. I've read this. I used to work on the railway. One night,
so cool.
I know, and also she has a mum, or her boyfriend has a mum, and he was gonna give her a lift. One night, I had another argument with my then boyfriend. He was meant to be my lift at 5 a.m. the next morning, but he stormed out to his mum's. I had to walk 5 miles to work at 4 a.m. the next day. It was still dark. I got to, and then this town, and saw someone standing at the bus stop, which I thought was strange, given that it was 4:30 a.m. It was a woman. She had blonde hair, gray suit, red scarf. At least I hope it was a scarf. That's in the email, in parentheses. As I got closer, I was looking, and there was just black where the eyes should be.
Ew. Ah!
I kept rubbing and blocking my eyes, thinking maybe it was wax. Thinking it was just my eyes. However, as I was opposite, over the road, it remained the same.
Oh, this poor girl. It's
I
terrifying.
have never walked so fast. Didn't help that I was wearing steel toe caps. To this day, I wonder who she was and what happened to her.
But I think she made the right choice by not going up there.
Yeah.
To the bus stop. Did she not go to work that day?
I'm sure she did.
But
she didn't.
Wasn't she waiting for the bus? And then if she didn't go to the stop, I wonder if
she
maybe,
got to work. Yeah. Well.
And her terrible boyfriend didn't pick her up. She just skedaddled back home.
I don't know.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
And she
Amanda,
had her
that
steel
experience.
toe boots on, so she couldn't go as fast as she would have wanted to.
No, and she would
Isn't
have
that
been
awful?
loud too. Like, you can't hide.
Yeah, if that lady wants to come at you,
that is
she's
so
coming.
scary.
Why? I don't get it. But isn't that like a horror trope of like the blacked out eyes, the gouged out eyes?
Yeah.
It's just such a scary thing.
Do you think someone could have been wearing contacts, like, and going to
at 4:30 in the morning?
4:30 in the morning, going to some gig?
Is it possible? Sure. Is it likely? No. And the part where she's like, "At least I hope it was a scarf."
I know.
Like, what else would it have been? A trail of blood leaking out of her neck?
Oh,
Amanda, you're freaking me out. Not you. That Amanda who sent the email. But good one. That was a really good one.
it was fantastic, but it's so creepy.
Yeah,
I feel bad
I
for
don't
her.
ever want to see that. So, Amanda, good on you. And did you tell? My question is, did you tell your boyfriend? And did you have that for the rest of your relationship? Don't you dare do this to me! I don't want to see that lady again. Or I would have made it my Halloween costume, and every once in a while just scare the crap out of him with it.
I wonder if there would have been an urge to go back to that bus stop at 4 a.m. or whatever it was, and just see if she shows up again. Because if that's her like time and her stop.
With other people, I would do
yeah,
it.
and to just because I would be questioning, did I really see someone with all black eyes?
Which we do a lot, right? When we, like she said, she was rubbing her eyes thinking, no, it's just my eyes.
Right.
Blinking, is this what I'm really seeing? So strange. I mean, I guess, I don't know. I don't know what else could have caused that, but it's the combination of things. The time of day.
Yeah.
This woman was alone. It's weird.
I have a story that's kind of similar that happened to me. Do you want to hear it?
You don't even need to ask.
This is when I lived in Seattle, right along the Burt Gilman Trail in the UW district.
I was just on that trail a couple weeks ago.
Oh, cool.
After a Husky game.
I lived in a place where the Burt Gilman Trail kind of like almost chicanes up a hill.
It what up?
What is it called when you like go up, back and forth, up?
Oh, what is that? Like backtrack? What's that called?
I guess it like zigzags up.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a hiking term for it. I'm
sure.
I don't hike.
So I'm on level ground. Imagine me on level ground, and there's another level of the path.
Sure. Okay.
Above
Yes.
me, like a second story level.
Yes, I know what you mean.
And I'm walking down the path toward the second story level, and I see a man he creeped me out so bad because he looked like he had all black eyes, and a rectangle black mouth. And he was facing me. It looked like he was looking directly at me. So I'm walking and I'm, you do that like, whoa, that's creepy looking. And then I'm justifying it as I'm walking closer. I'm like, maybe that's a mustache. Maybe those are sunglasses. I do like mustaches.
I learned that about you yesterday.
Yeah, I'm like, maybe this is some big 70s mustache. Maybe he's wearing like round black glasses. And this is how I'm like,
Sure.
and I'm like, and maybe he's not really looking at me. Maybe he just seems like, but he wasn't moving. People are walking past him. The Burt Gilman Trail is busy, right?
Yeah.
So people are walking past him, and he's
So you weren't
perfectly still.
alone on this trail with this guy.
No, there were
Thank
other people.
God.
I wasn't walking with anyone specifically,
But there were others people.
yeah.
Okay.
But I'm
good.
getting closer and closer, and as you get closer, right, like the details become more and more clear, and it wasn't changing. I'm like, this guy really looks like he has a black rectangle mouth and all black eyes. And I started to get that really ooky feeling because I'm like,
shoot.
why is he looking my direction? Why is this is what blew me away. Why is
No one
nobody
else?
else looking at him? Because he seems really odd looking.
And he's just standing
And
still
he's just standing
as
perfectly
people
still.
are trying to walk by.
Yeah.
Nobody like turned and like looked
No,
like, dude,
that's
get
what-
out of the way.
Yeah, because I was like, well, now I'm really creeped out because nobody else is being affected by this guy. And I didn't continue. I like turned around and went. I just was like, I just don't feel right. And turned around and left.
How close did you get to it? Like,
Not super close, but close enough to just be like, I don't think that is sunglasses and mustache, and I'm gonna back out of here. But I've had that story my
that
whole
was
life.
just there for you to see.
I don't know. I mean, I'm assuming my rational side is like, it was something perfectly normal, and I just didn't see it right because I was far away, but
The fact that people weren't like visibly annoyed
yeah.
by someone standing in the middle of the path not moving
Yeah.
or concerned or whatever, like that's weird. I don't think he was really there for everybody else.
I don't know, but that was my big red flag too, is that nobody else was doing a double take at him because he was very odd looking,
That's super
like
weird.
a clown or something, like a.
My earliest memory that I know for sure that I was like, what the heck am I seeing right now, was at Tumwater High School. My parents were teachers there at the time, and my dad was an assistant football coach. And so we went to so many football games and so many nighttime events at the school. And one night they had an event it was a fundraiser where they had a car that they'd gotten from a junkyard, and for, I don't know, $1 a swing, you could beat it up with a sledgehammer.
Okay.
Like just like a rage room, but in
Yeah,
the middle
fun.
of the school's parking lot. Like that would not happen now. And it was just, organized by kids, seeing what could possibly go wrong. But my dad was there, and I'm sure there were other teachers there. But off to the side, so there was just like a small crowd of folks, and Dad had me standing pretty far back, of course, but off to like by himself, opposite side kind of the parking lot, but watching was I'm not kidding, a headless man.
What?
A headless man. He had like some sort of jacket, crop jacket, at the waist that had the collars flipped up, like whether it was leather or a jean jacket or something, and the collars were flipped up, and he was wearing like jeans and shoes, and his hands were in his pockets, but there was no head.
Did anybody else see it?
Not that I know of. I just remember thinking he was in that car accident, and that's what happened. And I was like 6 or 7.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy.
And it was probably just I had a wild imagination.
Right, it could
as
have
a
been
kid.
something, like we see things all the time that I think, like it could have been a coat on a rack or something, and maybe you
Well, no, it was in the middle of a
filled in the
parking lot.
blanks.
It was just a guy
So
standing
weird.
there by himself in the middle of a big, huge high school parking lot.
Maybe the guy had his head down and the way the
Right,
shadows were,
right.
you couldn't.
I mean, who knows? But I remember, like, similarly to you, like, getting closer and closer.
Yeah.
I just stared at it. I don't think I watched the event at all. I was just fascinated by, one, this person by themselves when everybody else was in a cluster.
Whoa.
And he wasn't engaging with anyone else in any way. It was totally, like, no one was walking past him or anything because he wasn't anywhere near the action, but he looked like his body was facing the action, like he was observing it. And I just
With
remember
no
being
head.
like, there's no head. Like, but I also knew not to say anything because I also was they knew I would make up stories too. So anytime I was totally cry wolf kind of kid. Like I would exaggerate stories and make up tales. And so if I said, Dad, look at that man. He doesn't have a head. My dad would be like, well, Lindsay, come on now. But I should have.
Yeah.
Because then I could have verified, is there a guy there at all? And does he have a head, Dad?
Ooh, that's so creepy.
Yeah,
so anyway, Amanda, we're with you because we've both had some weird things we've seen.
Yeah. Well, that's it for this episode of sort of a review of Sinners and a look at how music has influenced cultures all over the world, and cultures have been influenced by music. And who knows what the connections are, not only to the past, but maybe even to the future. So what do you want to tell us? Tell everybody.
I want to say, class dismissed.
And don't open the door. And definitely don't invite any